Steam is my favorite dopamine source. Millions of games just one click away. But there is a problem. Even the biggest, most popular games start to lose their spark after playing endless hours. So in this video, we will explore the hidden and dark corners of Steam, finding games that are worth playing. And the best thing is every game we're going to talk about is absolutely free. Starting off with Lasers, which is pretty intense. When I played it for the first time, I thought I wouldn't be able to find a lobby, but I found one with 2 other players. And this guy started to summon his inner fidget spinner on the floor as if there is no tomorrow. So I did the most logical thing. I joined him. After a couple of minutes of rotating, we finally started the game. And I'm going to be honest, this game is one of the hardest I've ever played. I couldn't even complete the first level for minutes, and after I finally did, I found that fidget spinner guy at the end. Turns out, he is a master at this game. We played a couple more maps, more people joined, and more people suffered, but in the end, it was a good experience. Finally, I must add that the death animations gave me some PTSD. High entropy is perfect for people who are into hard puzzle games. It doesn't hold your hand while playing, and solving the puzzles one by one feels rewarding. But of course, since it is a free single-player game, don't expect a lengthy, content-rich experience. And despite some shortcomings here and there, the initial experience is very fun and interesting. Go and try it. I enjoy shooters that take place in historical events, and I started the Riflemen with good intentions. I got used to the mechanics, tried some different tactics, and realized I could 360 no-scope enemy soldiers from a pretty far distance. So, it is historically accurate. Initially, there isn't much to talk about. You get 1 rifle and a knife, and you can find different weapons by calling in air support. The player base is pretty small, but despite all of this, I had a fun time playing it. It's not the greatest shooter out there, but it's a fun little one you can enjoy for a couple of hours. I didn't play the first Microvolts, so playing this without knowing what it's about was surprising. The gameplay feels like Team Fortress 2, but instead of separate classes, you have access to every gun every time. And there are no annoying special abilities like invisibility, so you don't get killed by a spy who stabs you the moment you leave your base. I would say this game is kind of fun, but it shows its age. And the player base is pretty small too, but would I play it if it wasn't for making this video? Probably not. Maybe if you have a bad PC and want to play some shooter, this might be the perfect fit. Jump Arena reminds me of the game called Wild Ones, which I used to play 10 years ago on Facebook. Just like that game, this is a turn-based game where everyone in the lobby makes moves and tries to win. I couldn't find a multiplayer lobby, so I played it with bots, and it was pretty fun. I think this game would be perfect for playing with a couple of friends, just chilling and laughing. So this is a sweet, quick, get in and get out kind of fun little game you can try out. Do you know those dreams you have when you nap midday on the couch? Those weird experiences and surreal thoughts? Well, someone woke up from that sleep and said, I'm going to make that into a game. And that game is called Juice Galaxy. Starting the game and playing it for a couple of minutes just feels like a fever dream. Nothing makes sense. Then you start to understand it a bit, and a couple of minutes further down the story, it doesn't make sense again. After playing for half an hour, I just gave up and said, whatever, turned off my brain, and enjoyed it more for another half hour. It is enjoyable in its twisted, weird way, but I have to give it to the developer. Character customization is pretty interesting. Roller Champions reminds me of Rocket League, but instead of cars, you play on skateboards. I don't like Rocket League, to be honest, because I suck at it. Pushing some ball around to score against another team doesn't entertain me. But playing a couple of rounds of Roller Champions was fun until I matched against more experienced players who absolutely crushed me and my team. However, there are some fun mechanics, like tackling. So I gave up on the ball and started tackling people for fun. And I would be lying if I said I didn't enjoy it. Yeah, the idea is fun, and graphically it is pretty solid, but matching against even one player who knows what they are doing is just the end of the game. Of course, you'd get better if you played it a lot, but I'm not so sure if it's worth the grind. Grimhook is short and sweet. At first, it feels like playing on old CS Death Run servers, but as the game goes on, you get access to more mechanics, such as bouncing, dashing, and running on the walls, just like in Titanfall 2. Fighting and flying around the map feels very refreshing, and there is a short Lovecraftian story going on at the same time. My only problem was that the optimization was a bit unfinished. I had to lower the graphics to hit 60 FPS from time to time, and when you go from high to medium graphics, It is literally day and night. Despite this, if you have a spare 20 minutes and want to enjoy a different experience, I think you can play this one. Hawked is like that game where the purple guy shoots water and John Wick rides rockets. Although it is graphically impressive and has good mechanics, some issues are going on. The first thing is the optimization is just bad. No matter what settings I change or lower, there are constant FPS drops going on all the time. And since this is a shooter game, that is just frustrating. The other downside is the player base is pretty low. It wasn't so easy to get into a lobby. But other than these two main problems, at least for me, I liked it. Good gunplay, good art style, good mechanics, well-made puzzles, and so on. Maybe you should play it. But, as I said, if you aren't playing at peak hours, finding a filled lobby is hard. I've talked about Microworks in previous videos, and I still think it doesn't get the attention it deserves. Playing it feels like playing 50 other games inside one game, and in a good way. You have to think fast, play fast, and adapt and overcome. I think it would be 10 times more fun if you played it with your friends. But just like me, if you don't have any, it is still pretty fun and engaging. It immerses you in many different little games, gives you no time to think about your life choices, and overall, it is rewarding and enjoyable. Go and play it. I was going to put Polygon Arena as a bonus game, but I couldn't find any players until this one guy showed up on my server browser and I wanted to try the game. But after killing him 2 times, he just quit and I don't have footage for the game. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a like and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.